So we did try to figure things out. February 10th, 2013. So he tells me, he was like, you know, you're gonna marry me. He didn't ask me, he didn't get on his knee, he didn't say, give me a long speech about us and all that and present me with a ring. He just told me you didn't do that.
No,
you didn't do any of that. You just
so
said,
you don't remember the white horse that I rode in on?
Yeah, no, none
you
of
got
that.
down on one knee in front of your parents and all that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Remember the dove?
You just said you gonna marry me. You know, I was like, oh, okay, that's how it's going now, huh? Yep. That's not how it happened.
That's not how it happened. It was a little bit more intimate than that. It was just like, Charity, you are gonna marry me.
Same difference. Yeah, I was told, so I just was like, oh, okay, you know. And you know, shortly after that, we decided to combine resources because, of course, we wanted to have a wedding and all that. So we did move into with each other March 8th, 2013, in the big house. Again, going back to those kids and those numbers, it was his 2 kids, my 2 kids, my nephew, my daughter's friend, my cousin's 2 kids, my cousin, me and him. So it was 11 of us, 3 adults and 8 children in a house together. 5-bedroom house. So, you know, everybody had, so me and Chris had our room. My cousin and her youngest daughter was in the room together. His daughter and my little cousin shared a room together. His son and my son shared a room together. Divine and her friend shared a room together. And Aaron, no, I'm sorry. All 3 of the boys shared a room together, right? Yeah, they had a small room too. That's horrible.
I forgot.
Yeah, it was Aaron, Choice, and Trey that shared the room, and I think they ended up getting the smallest room. And Divine and Danny, because they were the oldest, they got the biggest room. It should have been really switched from the beginning, but we switched up rooms a couple of times. So again, it was 11 people in this house together. You got a blended family. Our kids trying to figure each other out. We trying to figure each other out. We're trying to see how my cousin fits in this dynamic. So it was very stressful. And then a week later, I think, what happened, Chris?
Apparently it was too much stress for me, and they fell apart.
Where you going, Chris?
No, one cigarette.
Can't nobody see you? You smoking a cigarette? So yeah, so what happened was Chris had a breakdown. What do we call this? Crisis, episode. I never figure out, what do you call these things?
Everybody calls it something different. Episode, breakdown, psychotic break, whatever.
Yeah, so he had we'll just say, for layman's terms, he had a psychotic break. People were in this thing, you don't know this person, all that stuff. I literally spent from the time we got together till we maybe a week after we saw each other in December, we spent during that time. This is a whole different story. I'll get to the rest of this. We'll talk about this story another time. But yeah, so anyway, so that happened. He went to the hospital, he stayed, he got better. And when he came out, I told him, I said we should probably get married now. Just to, for one, and for religious purposes. The part of his episode was what?
That we was living in sin, shacked up.
So he did have a problem with us living in sin. We moved in before we got married, so that was part of the process of what he was going through, the guilt and feeling like we're not doing what we're supposed to be doing, not doing it the right way. And I had to agree with him. I was trying to hold out because in my mind I did the same thing in my last marriage. I got married. We got married, moved in, and then we had a wedding, and I felt like it failed. So I was like, oh my God, if I do it the same way again, it's gonna fail. So that was my mindset, and that's, you know, somewhat insane too. So, you know, I had to say, okay, this is something different. So I said, we need to do this now, and he agreed. And I think the next day, which had been this day, 5 years ago, we went down to Gwinnett County, and we made it official.
I said, let's get married.
You
in the car.
You did. I said now. That's how it went. So we did go ahead and make it official because I didn't want that, whatever all that occurred that day, that week before, to occur ever again. You know. So this is the daughter, so I gotta answer it. Nancy, It sounds like she calling one of her homies. Whatever. What was I saying?
You talking about us getting married? Yeah.
So that was the catapult, and just again, let's preface fact, we're both people that read the Bible and try to follow the Bible and try to follow the word as best we can. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is out here, claiming to be some holy rollers where we just doing every little thing right. But we try to live right and instill that with our kids and everything like that. So it was a situation. We are living together. We are living in sin. If God wants us together, we can go. My argument was, well, if we're supposed to be together, we can wait. And he was like, well, we're supposed to be together. We can do it now too. So, we did do the now.
We're living like married people.
Yeah.
Living together.
We living together. We got to show our kids they got to do it right. Yeah. So yeah, here we are. There's a lot of stories in between. I just wanted to, on this day, I just want to give the background of how we came to be us. I think that wraps up the story about how we met, how we came to be. I don't think it's a sad story. I think it's a true story of, because a lot of people ask me, you ever think y'all got married too soon? You ever think if you would have changed your mind? They ask those questions like that, but knowing me, I probably wouldn't have. That's just how I am. I see. I'm not the only person that see these qualities in Chris. So I won't say I saw something in Chris that nobody else sees. No, a lot of people that I met that knows him, everyone sees the type of person he is at the heart. And just like with me, I had a friend say the other day, yeah, you're really mean, but you are the most giving, nicest person I know, Charity. I was like, that don't make sense. I don't get it. But yeah, so people that know me, they know my heart. People that know Chris, they know his heart. And new people that meet him, they instantly see what type of person he is, for the most part. So yes, it's just, you see those kind of traits in people that, someone coming from another marriage is like, automatically like, yeah, okay, he's gonna open my door every day. And it was a learning curve for me, because I'm used to doing everything by myself. You remember that story about me trying to fix the car by myself? That's just how I am. It's like, if you're not gonna do it, I can do it myself. And it doesn't mean that I have that independent woman theory. That's why all black women are single, because they're independent. It was one of those things like, I'm not gonna fall on the ground and fall over and die because I don't have someone that can do every single thing for me. I'm gonna figure out a way, and that's what I've been doing like the majority of my adult life. So to have someone come in and say, I can help you do that, right? It was different in a breath of fresh air. I mean, I had one other person that was like that, but there was no any other connection. It was, even though I tried to not have a connection with him, it was a connection. It was undeniable connection. I don't know how to sing anymore. I'm not a good singer, but I love music. I love writing music. I love listening to people that have a good voice and have a good story to tell through music. And he's someone that's in music, and he helps people, produce music and, mentor them on their journey in the past or present or whatever the case may be. So it was like automatically we had that in common, and then we had history in common. And it's, for my daughter, it was like, hey, how is it like to have a stepdad that was there when you were born? How often does that story happen? Like, yeah, I don't remember you, but you knew me when I was a baby, huh? It's like a cute dynamic, because he automatically had this bond with Divine because he remembered Divine from when she was a baby, when she was in my belly. So that's something that was unique in our story. And other things that we have in common, our grind, definitely. We're not afraid of hard work. So meeting men this day and age that they're okay with doing hard work and not worried about how they're going to look and this, that, and the other, whatever the case may be. And we'll work hard. We're both one of those people, like, if we run businesses where I'm not going to ask you to do something that I wouldn't personally do myself. So we show our staff and our crew that we will get out there and do the hard work and do this stuff with you. We're not just asking you to do something we wouldn't do, because we're what formed our businesses, and we want to keep that momentum going. So we had those great things in common, and we do have great sex too in common. So I think we have that chemistry as far as when and how much and all that. That's that's a different story. But as far as when we get together, it is a feeling of automatic bond. You got to have all of those things to make a marriage, or at least start with something to make the marriage work and last. Not just work for now or get through the wedding, but for the long haul. Are we going to be able to get through these milestones together and these things that come up in our relationship? And I believe in the past 5 years, I think we've been hit with almost everything. A lot. Almost everything imaginable that could tear a relationship apart was put in our situation, and so we're still here. We're still standing, still loving, still love being around each other every day. He might not like to work every time, or I might not like to work every time, but we like doing it together. The plus is being together. So yeah, we just came back from Texas. We was in Texas for 12 days, so that was a long, grueling trip. It was a great trip. Maybe I'll see some video about it. But anyway, so we're gonna go have lunch. So talk to you guys later.
Peace out.